So here we are then guys, back with another AOR highlights video. Today it's the German Grand Prix in AOR Tier 2 on the PS4. So this is a track which I don't particularly like, and it's probably going to be damage limitation here today. I did like the track on games like F1 2012, but on this game I've struggled, such as in Season 12 of AOR where I got 5th in probably one of my worst AOR races ever. But I'm better at the Nürburgring, which hasn't been on F1 games since 2013 I believe. But the footage you can currently see is practice with my brother. I usually practice with my brother for my AOR races, and we usually do 50% races as short qualifying, and as you can see he is currently leading at the moment on the super soft tyres and I'm leading on the softs, as we now move on to a little battle I had, which I had to show you guys because it was such a good battle in places where you wouldn't usually battle in F1, such as the stadium section around here, which you're about to see. So I got at the inside here. Matthew tried to do the cutback but didn't manage it, and then heading down the short straight here into the flat out right hander, and then Matthew dives up the inside of me, and then I hang it around the outside here, side by side still side by side, but I managed to get back through. And this is how I usually practice for my races. I just find it's a good way to practice, and it helps keep me motivated if there's more than one person just driving and I'm not racing with AI. But Matthew goes round the outside here into that little hairpin there, and we're still side by side, and I'm going to do the cutback here and get back up the inside into the second to last corner, still side by side in corners where in real life F1 you don't see cars going side by side. And eventually I back out into turn 1 because it was probably going to end up in a crash. But yeah, that's how I practice for my AOR races, and now into the short qualifying session of the actual AOR German Grand Prix. And you can see Jonas here exits the pits and actually crashes on the exit of the pits here in qualifying, and that's actually caused a massive glitch on my game, because if you listen to the sound, it doesn't sound normal at all. It's gone very quiet. Just listen to these cars here, and then listen when I go out on track in just a second. So I'm now out on track, and listen to the sound of my car. That is a massive glitch thanks to Jonas crashing there, and I was watching the live TV feed, so I'm going to have to shut down my game and restart it to sort out this glitch. So hopefully I can get back into the lobby. And you can see here my first qualifying lap is actually really bad because of it. I really struggled, so I shut down the game, rejoined the session and went back into qualifying, and here I am back in. And then I had to check my setup to see whether I've still got it. Still got my setup on, ready for qualifying in the race. So I intended to qualify on the super soft tyres, and yeah, my setup is still there luckily. So here's my lap on the super soft tyres. As you can see, I'm now racing as Nico Hulkenberg because of the fact I had to rejoin the session, which I did in Austria as well, and I raced as Sergio Perez because of it. So the lap so far has been okay. I went a bit wide there into that corner, but that wouldn't cost me too much time. And heading towards the end of the lap in the stadium section, yellow flags for some reason, even though there's no one off. Heading around the final corner on the super soft tyres. Where's this going to put us? And we go 5th with that. Currently got Demon on pole, and we're behind Giggs at the moment, who's in 4th, so hopefully we can remain 5th. I'm not doing another lap, and it turned out to be 6th in the end, with Sam Bastos on pole, and yeah, 6th isn't too bad, and I'm quite happy with that, ready for the race. But bcolt93, Michelangelo and Gamer De Best have all moved up to tier 1, so I now have a really good chance of the title despite missing 4 rounds. I recommend you guys to check out the link in the description to the title standings. But anyway, here we are on the grid for the German Grand Prix. 5 red lights, and we got a drive through. Everyone got released before me, and I had to wait longer, and because everyone went, I got forced to go basically, and I've now got a drive through. And it's a glitch that has happened on F1 2016 to many people, and it happened to me in Austria, where I got released much earlier than everyone else because I rejoined the session in qualifying. And it's happened many times to Tiamat Marduk, the F1 YouTuber with the most subscribers in ASR, Aussie Sim Racing. I've seen it happen quite a lot, and yeah, it's just what happens on this particular F1 game. Hopefully they'll sort it out for 2017, and hopefully in the remainder of this season I won't have to rejoin in qualifying again. But we are now in P11, and our race is pretty much ruined from here, and we'll see what we can do. Hopefully we can pick up some points. There's a bit of contact there between 444 on the Toro Rossos. He squeezes us there and we were lucky not to spin. And we are now down in P12 with Salva alongside us. And we're going to have to hang it around the outside. He's trying to force me wide, but we're still side by side into the hairpin here. And this corner is actually really bumpy on the 4-speed back wheel. You notice it even more, but we're going to have to take the drive through this lap, I think, and see what we can do from there. Remember, we're doing a 2-stop strategy. As into the pits we go now, and Sam Bastos, I believe, is leading. And we actually couldn't shift up there for a second. I don't know why that was. But I apologise, guys, if you can hear rain on my conservatory roof in the background when I'm commentating. I can't help that. It's just where my PS4 is in my house with the conservatory glass roof. Obviously you can hear the rain all the time, which is annoying. But as we exit the pits, back to Rich, and we'll see what we can do from here. You can see there's quite a few people on medium tyres, but we're going to have to make the most of these super softs and try and put in some good laps. As heading towards the end of lap 3, we set a fastest lap just to prove how good our pace is, but we are miles behind 14th place, and that is really, really annoying. And at this moment I thought I'll be lucky to score any points at all, to be honest. The pit window is now open as some people have pitted, and we're now up into P8, and there's Demon behind us who's already done a pit stop, and he's right behind us on the soft, so that just proves how far we are behind at this moment because of that drive through and the fact we got delayed at the start. But let's see what we can do. We're catching the Renault in front of us at the moment. We might be able to pass him soon, and he's on the mediums. And look, we're right up on the back of him here, going side by side, heading into the stadium section. We go up the inside here, and we've made contact. I don't know what he was doing there. He's gone wide. That wasn't my fault, I don't think. I think he just turned in a bit early, and we've made contact, and he's back on the track now as we're about to head into the pit. And I believe Guy the Guy is currently in the lead in the Haas, and also my teammate once again hasn't turned up, which is annoying for the constructors. But into the pits we go now. I think we're going to fit a set of medium tyres to our car, and someone else has just come out of the pits in front of us. I'm not sure who that is from this view, this post-race commentary view. I can't really see it, but out of the pits there's 14 cars left. It's not a great turnout today compared to what we've had before, as we are now in P13. Previously we've had about 20 people racing at the most, maybe 22 on a good day, but today we only had 15, and it's now 14 because I believe someone's retired. And we've got Woody behind us at the moment on the softs, so he might be quicker than me, so I'll probably let him go and try and follow him because his pace is going to be good. And you can see he's in stitching. We're actually going to go defensive here at first, and he goes around the outside, and we're going to, so close that is, but he's got better traction on those soft tyres as we short shift up to 4th, now 5th, and he's around the outside, and we backed out to let him through, and we're going to try and stick to the back of him here and try and catch up to the cars in front. And the guy who's currently leading the championship is Dan at the moment, so we need to try and beat him today, even though we could have done so much more if we hadn't got this drive through. But the Renault in front of Woody at the moment is not really going defensive actually, and we're going to try and go past both of them. In fact, I don't really want to go past Woody at the moment, so we're going to go a bit early on the brakes and get past the Renault but not get past Woody in front of us. So we're going to stay behind him, and that's now us into P13. And our pace is really good at the moment. We're catching the cars in front, and Woody's starting to look a bit slower, so we're going to go up the inside here on the brakes, and we get through, although I think he's going to try to switch back here, and we're actually going to slow down so we get DRS, and he's just in front of the DRS detection line, so that means we've got DRS, so we're going to be able to pass him here in the slipstream pretty easily, with rich fuel as well, and that's us easily into P12 with Theo in front of us. And yeah, covered the inside line so he doesn't try to switch back there. So that's P12, and already we're up the Red Bull here of Theo GR1. Got DRS. We're not going to try it up the inside of here because he'll get DRS and we don't want him to get DRS. So as we now pass the DRS detection point, we've got Woody right behind us, so he might try a move as well as we get DRS, and Theo lags a bit there. But we're going to have to defend the inside line because here comes the Mercedes of Woody as well, so we're going to have to defend. He goes around the outside, we've got Dan in front of us, but we're able to hold the inside, so that's P11 now on the medium tyres. So The last stint will probably be on the softs unless anything happens in between as we head round the final corners. There's a Williams in the wall there who's just binned it at the last corner, so he's in the wall, and that will probably bring out a safety car, I think, because that was a big impact. And does it bring out a safety car? Yes it does. Yes it does. Okay, so that's saved us a bit, because now the pack's going to be bunched up and we are back in the running, even though we're in P10. Stick to the Delta. And before this race I was actually out in London throughout the day, so I didn't get a chance to practice on the day, but well, I did a bit of practice, but not too much, not as much as I do for the other races. But into the pits now for a set of medium tyres, which I believe could get us to the end of the race, so this could be a really good call here. Someone's in front who is also coming into the pits. There's a Williams there, and I believe he's gone into the softs, which won't get him. Oh no, he's gone to the mediums, so that might get him to the end of the race as well. As we go on the mediums, and it's going to be tight, but I think we can get to the end of the race with just this lap left of the safety car, I think. And we are now into P13 out of 13 cars left, so we are last again, but most cars in front are going to have to pit. So let's catch up to the train in front, which we've done now, and the safety car is coming in here on lap 15, and we are ready to get racing again. And cars now accelerate, and the green flags are out, and the DRS is enabled. Oh no, it's disabled already, so that's a bit strange. Another glitch today. I've had so many glitches today, and already we're on the back of Giggs here, and the guy has pitted onto super softs after the safety car. What? I don't get why he's done that, but anyway. Oh, there's a car spinning in front. That's Woody in the Mercedes who spun, and we are now into P10. So I wonder what happened there. He's probably clipped the back of someone and spun, and we are now in the slipstream of the Williams here of Giggs with the Renault in front as well. And he's got the slipstream of the Renault, but hopefully we can stay up the inside and get this move done. And I apologise for the rain in the background, hopefully it's not too obvious, but side by side with Giggs, we bash wheels a bit, and that is, you know, he's got better traction now, so he's now in P9 and we are still in P10. As we now switch to the inside, we're going to go up the inside here on the brakes, and we've got through into P9. There's a car wide, that's the Mercedes there, 444, and there's contact between the Toro Rosso and the Mercedes, and we had to avoid that even though they ghosted, and Giggs now gets back through into P7, but we're already up to P8 from P13. There's now 11 cars left in this race, and I believe Demon got taken out by Woody, so he's now out of the race, and Woody's rolled down in, well, he's actually P9, but he's quite far behind us at the moment. As Giggs now pits, so that's P7 for us, with the Renault of Organics, I think that's how you pronounce it, in front, and we are now in P5 because some people have pitted, and we're going to go for a move here on lap 23 on the Renault. We've got Woody slightly catching us behind, so we're going to have to get the Renault in between us two so Woody can't challenge us, but he's probably going to have to pit, I think, with the Mercedes, so we are in a good position as we get up the inside of the Renault here into P4 with only 3 cars in front, and I believe all of them have to pit, so we might even be in the running for a win. Despite all that's happened, despite all the glitches we've had, we will probably have a good chance of winning this today. Although I'm going to be on worn medium tyres towards the end, so we might have quicker people on the softs. I don't think they'll go into the super softs. So that's now P1 for us now, as everyone has pitted. So we are now in the lead, and all we have to do from here is hold it. We've got Jonas behind on softs, so he'll probably be quicker, and the other Red Bull, Theo, behind in 3rd place. And yeah, so we just need to keep putting in some consistent times from here to the end, and we should have a chance of winning this race. And I really can't believe that after all that's happened. And you can see now Jonas is really close behind, and it actually says there that he's over 3 seconds behind him. That's not true, and that's another glitch to add to the collection for today's race, and that's purely because I rejoined during qualifying, just like the glitch at the start. Doing that has caused many glitches, and I'm now probably 2 seconds out of phase with everyone else, but Jonas might be able to overtake us here. We're weaving a bit to try and break the slipstream, and we're going to keep the car in the centre of the track here, heading towards the hairpin. And yeah, he's not close enough to make a move on lap 30 here. And I believe the engineers said that the car behind has a time penalty, so if he overtakes, we're just going to have to keep within 3 seconds of him, because he's probably got a corner cutting penalty, so we're going to try and stick within 3 seconds of him. if he overtakes, so that we can win this race. But he's going for it round the outside. We go defensive, we hold the inside line here, and he goes round the outside, and he's still on the outside, and we're struggling on the traction there quite badly, and he's got better traction on the fresh softs, not super softs, and he's right behind. He's going up the inside here on the brakes. That's a very risky move, and he's gone through, and we had to take evasive action there. So from now on, in the remaining three and a bit laps, we've got to keep within 3 seconds of him, even though it says there that the gap is wrong. It's not 1 point whatever, it's something else. But lap 32, we've got a penalty, so we're going to still try and stick within 3 seconds of him in case he's got more than one time penalty, which I hope he does, so we can win this race. But he's already extending the gap here, and we've still got 2 laps. And he's just going to be quicker than us on his soft tyres, but the soft tyres will probably degrade here on the last lap. And yeah, I think we're within 3 seconds, but it just depends whether he's got 2-3 second time penalties. And we're not far off using up all our fuel here, but Jonas crosses the line to win, and we cross the line, and it says we're in P1. So we must have had more than one time penalty, and after all that we've gone through in this race, we have won the craziest race ever. Dan takes P4, so that's good for the championship. I think we're now 2 points behind him, and he's missing a couple of races just like I did earlier on in the season. But after qualifying 6th, having a glitch at the start, being held at the start, getting drive through, getting the time penalty, a couple of bits of contact here and there, we won, and that is unbelievable. It's P1 for us, and that's going to be it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like if you did, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hope you enjoyed the craziest race ever, and I'll see you very soon. Goodbye.